So my T11 student, welcome back to the chapter number 1. We'll continue with the topic called the goals of design. In the last video lecture, you have understood what is the goals of design. What is the goals of HCI? The goal of HCI is to develop or improve the safety, utility, effectiveness, efficiency, usability of the system that include computers. So we have considered a good example of ATM systems in the last video lecture. Hope you remember that. So now what are the goals of HCI? The goals of HCI are to produce usable and safe system as well as functional system. So both the things are really important. So in order to fulfill that, developer must attempt to understand how people use the technology. So you have to understand what kind of things people are currently using, and if you want to design something, so people's earlier real life model and knowledge gained from similar interactive devices is really very important. That must be considered. Then building suitable system and achieve efficient, effective and safe interaction, and people first. So that is the very important. So when you people needs, capabilities and preferences should come first. If people should not have to change the way that they use a system, so instead the system should be designed to match their requirements. So if you can see that nowadays your mobile phones, if you want to take as an example, comes with the auto glare system. The kind of illumination of the light system automatically changes based on condition, so user does not necessarily have to change it. We call it an auto light system or smart system. So for example, if you have hit the bed at the end of a day and now you want to read something, and now when you have open your mobile phone automatically, so it automatically adjusts its lightning condition and sees to it that the effect is soothing and user is enough able to read whatever the contents, and it is not troublesome to his or her eyes. Whereby in earlier case the user has to explicitly change the illumination or the light setting. So the user has to change the way the things are changed. So now the designers must consider the user's priorities and what user needs. So what to design? So you need to take into account who the users are, what activities are being carried out, and where the interaction is taking place. So this is really very important, who the users are. You have to understand all type of users. Most of the time what happens as the designers who are designing the system, they do not have the clear idea of what kind of users are going to be there. The users vary with different background, socio-economic background, and their understanding about the things. So you also might find that people do not like certain things, certain products, certain interactions just because they are not aware of it or they can't use it. Whereby there is other class of people who always like such kind of interaction. So it's really difficult to design for everybody. But at the same time, if you just do not consider who are the actual end users, it is going to be difficult one. So what activities are being carried out? So when your user does certain action, what kind of activities are going to get carried out? So you have to take care of that. So where the interaction is taking place. So the environmental system, the sequence of system, the kind of interaction time required to do some certain kind of interaction. These all things must be very well understood. So these all things are the must be taken into consideration. So need to optimize the interactions where users have with the product, so they match the users activity and needs. Next is very important, as we say that users needs. So we need to take into account what people are good and bad at. So people are good at some things and people are really bad at something. So how do you take care of it? So for example, people are good at using maybe some devices, but people are bad at remembering the passwords of the same. So if you observe earlier, every system used to have mobile phone, like applications require username and typical kind of passwords. So even there are still some banking applications which has got username to be entered and password has to be entered with the help of virtual keyboard and proceed with the further processing. But now you will observe that many apps have come, they have understood it's a kind of debate between being memorable, something being memorable and something being secure. So security is really important, but the memorability of user is really difficult. User cannot remember long passwords, and they can have only the 7 plus minus 2 theory. So we'll see that in second chapter what is 7 plus minus 2. So it is really difficult if user has multiple user accounts, and remembering password of each and every account is really difficult. So what user normally end up does is doing with is he or she sets up the same password for all type of accounts. So if one of the account gets hacked, the rest of all account would get hacked. So that is a very difficult thing. So it is easy for people to remember the numbers, because we normally, when we want to remember some number, we usually create some image or impression of that in our mind. For example, you are doing some financial transaction, and when you receive some OTP, do you know that this OTP of 6 digit or 8 digit, whatever it comes, we actually we try to mug it up, and then we go to that application where it is required to be entered, and we try to enter that OTP. You actually don't mug it up. You take a snapshot of it in your brain, and that those sequence of things are reproduced as it is. You can try it out. Okay, so you should take into account what people are good at and what people are bad at. So designers have taken care nowadays you will see that there is 4 digit or 6 digit pin that you need to enter in, that is kind of numbers need to be entered, and for me numbers could mean something. Let's say I'm saying 112233, so this could mean something to me, whereby it is really difficult for other to guess it and understand it. Second one is consider what might help people in the way they currently do things. So if they are currently doing something and you want to come up with some interactive thing, so how that would be used. So you have to understand the interaction that people are currently doing with the existing system. So think through what people provide quality user experience. So what might provide a quality user experience? So user experience can be quality experience, it could be just an experience. So for example, you watch a 2D movie, you go to a cinema theater and watch 2D movie, the kind of experience that you get. You want a better experience, maybe you should watch a same movie in the 3D format with glasses on, right? So you will get some goosebumps, right? So there is a scene in some movie when somebody is hitting a bullet, and normally it is shown like it is actually coming directly to you. So that kind of effect that you get in 3D that you don't get in 2D. So you get quality user experience. If it is 4D, if it is 5D, if it is 9D, you can just imagine how the things would change. So it depends on what kind of application needs what kind of experience. So you can design your uh, applications. You can design for better quality experience. So listen to what people want and get them involved. It is very very important thing. So if user involvement is not there, then it is really difficult to design anything, and whatever then you design would end up as a thing which is not accepted by people. So you have to think and learn people. So user tried and tested user-centered methods. So these all users. So user should try it. User should test. User should endorse. User should agree that yes, this is one of the best methods that I have come across, and this is a really good design. And then people would accept it. So we call it as user-centered methods. So based on this thing, what to design, goals of HCI, we'll take a small example. Understanding user needs or how user behaves. You all are very well aware with operating system, Microsoft operating system. It is widely used, popular, many people like it. Even though it is not freely available, you have to pay for it. So we call proprietary by Microsoft. On the other hand, there is another micro system, operating system available in market, Linux, and its previous versions were Unix and all that. So given a choice to user, that would you like to use, are you happy to use Microsoft Windows operating system or Linux operating system? So you'll find there will be two type of answers. Some would say Windows, some would say Linux. Those who do not need much security, those who do not need any other things, those who want to save some money, they would definitely go for open source, that is Linux. But the kind of interaction provided, the kind of feel provided by Windows is not provided by Linux. Now what is it, how does it work, how does it do? So Windows have identified, for example, uh, you carry normally purse or wallet with you. So how do you keep your money? How do you keep your currency note? Do you keep it the way, like, is there any specific order, or do you keep it randomly anywhere? No, we don't do it like that. We have some separate section for uh, credit card, putting debit card, putting coins or change. Then if you have some extra memory card or SIM card, so even now also that part also comes. Then you keep your currency note, that too in increasing or decreasing order based on their size, how much it is going to occupy. Then you might carry your license with you, so you will keep it in separate place. So this is also a design designed by designer for a human being. Now when you want to buy a wallet or a purse, you go to market, you see two to three different things, and you like. So designer does not restrict himself to only one type of wallet design, right? So two or three different designs are made and given to user, and people like to use it. Now the same thing, like we are organized, we don't like to keep things here and there. So the boys, those who are wearing trousers, they would keep wallet always. If they happen to keep wallet on the front right side of their jeans pocket, they would continue to do that. They normally don't change the position every now and then, right? So they will keep their handkerchief, then the keys of two-wheeler or some mobile phone. So the places are fixed. Windows operating system has identified the same, and you see that there is a folder system. So the opportunity is given to the people that okay, this is like folder we can say, like you can say that it's like their cupboard or a suitcase that you need to organize. And then you have separate compartments. The human being is organized like that. We give names to the files, we want them to be searched like that, we know where. So there is actually a lot of strain on user brain also, that few things are kept in some folders, and then and when we need it and when we don't find it, then we have to run through it, so by using the search tool. But still, operating system has understood the way human operates and the way we keep things and the way our brain works. Similarly, Windows has taken all these clue from human beings. So we'll come across these many examples like that when we are going to study human. So study of human, how does we operate, how do you we do things, it's really important. You have kitchen trolleys in your home. So what is the use of kitchen trolley? Is to organize the things, right? So we are organized human being. We don't keep any type of cutlery or any type of utensil anywhere. We keep it at the designated place so that we find it fast. So we are like that. We are designed like that. Even so, there is also a design involved to make some models for keeping your utensils, right? So that designer is also involved over there. So these are the design which need to understand what people need. So this is an activity. How does making a call differ when using a cell phone or public phone box? So consider the kind of users, type of activities and context to use. So this is a homework for you. So let's come to the topic called as interaction design. So what is interaction design? Designing the interactive products to support the way people communicate and interact in everyday and working lives. So this is the definition from Sharp Rogers. So this Rogers is one of the very famous authors. Sharp is also a very good author. So these all are mentioned as reference books, and currently what slideshow we are going through is taken from the Rogers itself. Then the design of spaces for human communication and interaction. So we know Grant is also a nice book. What are the goals of interaction design? The goals of interaction design is to develop usable products. So usability means easy to learn, effective to use, and provide an enjoyable experience. So you must involve users in every design process. So if the users are designed in a process, then they are really good. So we are going to come across many such examples. When users are not taken into consideration, how does the system fail? When users are taken into consideration, how average system is also popular. So we can see, we are going to see such good examples. What kind of design? Number of other terms used emphasizing what is being designed. For example, user interface design, software design. So these are all different terms we are going to come across. User centered design, product design, web design, user experience design, or user design. So interaction design is the umbrella that covers all of these aspects. So let's come to, this is very important part of your session called as interdisciplinary fields. So we'll cover this into your next video.